Uh, let's take a look at some more of the dimensional challenges. I've already done the first two. Well, there is Calculation Station, which I shied back off at first, but I think on stream it could be quite fun, so I think I want to tackle this today. We're gonna be playing Lazarus League with Luna Coven as our ally clan, on Covenant rank 1, with Aqua's Reservation, so we get an extra 3 Amber per battle. We do have the room combat previews disabled, and we have front loaded, so we start with 20 Amber at the start of the fight, and we gain 3 Amber less per turn, and we have the Unbroken Horn, so we carry the Amber over, and our cards are not discarded at the end of the turn, and we get -2 cards per turn. So this is gonna be rough in terms of the cognitive load, because you have to carefully plan out what you're gonna do with your Amber and how to use your cards and stuff. But I think I can do it. We have Pyre Hunter Archeon. Don't like that too much, but I guess that's what we're stuck with. We have Vampiric Feet, Kale, which I don't care about. That's pretty easy. And we have Seraph of Dominion. I think that's also one of the easier ones. We get some astrologers. Well, an astrologer. We get Face Blessing and Pseudoscience. Huh? I guess that's what we are working with. Here are the mutators, and then let's see what we have. Incant, apply unstable fall to enemies. That's pretty decent room clearing as long as we can incant. We do have these witch weaves which are free to play, so even with our limited Ember supply we can still use that. The other option would be Small Concoction. Well, Small Concoction gives us the ability to mix every couple turns. Mixing is nice. Mixing is basically the value of our starter card. I'm not sure if I like Brewmaster that much, but I haven't played with it too much either. I don't think I have played with the Mad Scientist very much. I think I took like 1 level in that on one run, but that's about it. I think I want to try the Mad Scientist and maybe stay with it for this time. Train Stewards gain the Boom ability. The first time you mix each turn, mix again. That does sound very nice. Basically doubles the value of our mix cards. At least right now. Enemy units enter with Titan Skin. We can do that. I think we do want to set up on the bottom floor. Do we want an astrologer? An astrologer is more of a backline unit, so let's set up a second floor with an astrologer. Moon cycle gain 5. That basically just means the astrologer will gain 5 attack every turn, because we don't have any extra abilities to moon cycle just yet. I think the 20 Ember is gonna be more than enough for this fight, specifically. Let's try and keep our units healthy with some regen and reanimate or spikes. Spikes could be decent. This one is gonna explode anyway, so I don't need the spikes just yet. I'm gonna keep that around and try to get that regen number up a bit higher before I play that probably next turn. We do have enough damage. We don't even have to attack with the backliner. They do have Titan Skin, so I can kill them with a Witch Weave, which means I am better off using that to heal. I can keep these cards in hand, I'm aware, and I will probably do that for the secret ingredient, so we get the extra mix trigger the first time we mix. The back line is gonna blow up, the front line is gonna survive, that's alright. We can kill them on the next floor. 28, that will make them explode. Let's put some spikes, okay, that's good. More regen. If we have enough regen, nothing can really help us. And I think it's time to throw the regen on our shield steward. I only benefit from one extra mix ability. Let's actually go with damage. I'm gonna keep the other secret ingredient in hand to get the extra mix. Who are we facing? We are facing the well, this guy doesn't have anything on Covenant 1. I think they gain like Slay Rage or something on higher Covenant levels. So we are fine here. We don't need either lifesteal or damage shield. I guess I'll grab the lifesteal. Yeah, more rage is what I want that. And might as well trigger the unstables a bunch of times. We also give you some armor and maybe some more spikes. Yeah, that works out. That should be enough to get the kill. We're dealing like... You take like 3 hits to kill the shield steward. We're dealing like 100 damage over that time with the spikes, another 50. And then it's probably not quite... No, we do have regen. You're actually gonna take way longer to kill that train steward. So I think we just win on the bottom floor here. Thanks to the regen. Reanimation lab, friendly units gain +7/+7 on summon and on reanimate. That's pretty good if we can hold it in hand. I also like the potion kit ability brew that allows us to mix for free. So we get a bunch of progress, pacemaker value. Explosive reaction could be fine, but I'm gonna grab the potion kit. Celestial Storm, we don't really have a tune value. And this is pretty weak if it isn't attuned. I think I'm gonna go with the Silver Strike because that's decent damage as long as we're in full moon, even if we don't have any conduit. And, well, it's an incant trigger, and we care about those. I kinda want a frontline unit. Could be of either clan. Astrologer could use an upgrade. It's not imperative. Cost reductions are good because it allows our 23 Amber to last for longer. Or 24 or whatever it is. I think we do get our normal, like, no, we get the 1 deployment Amber. And then we get the Aquath Amber if we need it. And we have the 20 Amber. I didn't pay attention to how much it was exactly, but it should have been 21. It's looking like we're a bit of an incant thing. Let's go over here. Ah, Spell Slam. Spell Slam could certainly be a way to get some sustain. Because it's a cooldown of 3 and not only does it apply spell weakness to enemy unit, it also heals back to full health. And in general it's smaller and has better stats than a train steward. So it can certainly be our frontline unit for a bit. Or even for the entirety of the run. I like the +20 health because you can heal to full health, so having extra health is also more healing. I would like a Titan Stone on you. I would like Multi-Strike on Astrologer. Oh, right, we get the cheap rerolls of Covenant 1. Smidge Stone. It would allow Astrologer to be on the same floor as Silent Sentinel and Orachi. Maybe. That means I probably wouldn't reroll, but I do want to reroll. I want to see one of the relevant ones, and this is definitely one of them. How much do we care about a bit of Conduit? It's mostly the Witch Weaves and Silver Strike that cares about it. It's not critical, but it could be nice. I'm gonna keep the upgrades on my units open for now. The multi-strike does help quite a bit. Mark of Invasion, I think we can do that pretty easily. With Unstable, should be no problem. That means we're gonna set up Orechi and a Train Steward on the top floor. These can take out the extra waves. And then the Silent Sentinel and the Astrologer will do the bottom floor. I'm not sure. Wait, we have... you will gain 20 Ember next turn? That doesn't sound right. Wait. How much deployment Ember did we get? It feels like we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're at 20 now. So it wasn't 21, it's 24 Ember that we have. I might as well just, like... Oh, I can't use that in the deployment phase. Which sometimes makes a difference, I suppose. Let's mix. Regen is good again, for similar reasons. So is Sap. Sap can just disable the boss. Let's just grab Sap. We will need to cast a spell up here, so Witch Weave prevents 3 damage. Puts out some instability here. Well, we can't deal with this Miscreant unless we Silver Strike, so we Silver Strike. And the Silent Sentinel will finish that one off, and the Astrologer can deal with the backliner. We're also now very interested in finding anything that can phase, so we can trigger Moon Cycle more often and make the Astrologer actually grow into a fearsome unit. Now we want to cast one spell on the top here. Doesn't need to be a huge one. I think that's the easiest. That clears that wave. And now we want to focus on the bottom line. We don't have any damage spells here, so we can't quite kill the Fallen Champion. We can maybe add some spikes to you. Yes, that kills the backliners. That's huge. Yeah, let's add a Spear Steward. We have more than enough Ember for these early fights that don't last very long. Let's add some more Sap. Sap is the priority. I will take melee weakness if it appears as a second priority. We heal up the next turn. More spikes. More spikes is good. It's not critical or anything, but it is useful. And then we continue mixing some, hopefully Sap, but I will take melee weakness if that's all we get. You are the spike guy, so our Astrologer is actually gonna die eventually. Let's apply some armor to delay that a bit. Sure, more melee weakness, why not? I don't think we have the kill here, mostly because our Astrologer will die after 5 hits. So the Astrologer is only gonna do 125 damage, and then the Silent Sentinel has to do the rest. Which it actually might because of the spikes. Not quite. But at this point it's gonna be no problem taking that boss out on the top floor. Well, we are somewhat squishy, so we wanna get some more regen. Reanimate can help, I suppose. But yeah, we've got that. That is Not even gonna be close. We have a bunch of unstable on that guy as well. So we're not really going for score or anything here. Vampire's Tooth could be some great healing. It's alive as well. Also, it's alive adds a good chunk of damage. We do have space for a Sanguine Assistant on our double 2-size floor. I do like it's alive. It's very good healing as well as some permanent damage on the unit, like permanent in terms of the fight. For the duration of the fight. Gravity, we could start overstacking our floors. Yes, we take 5 damage, I'm completely willing to do that. But like, setting up Orechi and the Silent Sentinel on the bottom floor and then using Gravity to descend an Astrologer, I could definitely see that being a strategy that works out for us. I wouldn't mind getting like a decent room upgrade set up on the bottom floor. What kind of room upgrade? You're a Celine, not a Silent, so not the... What is it called? The one with new moon abilities are always active. That wouldn't be quite right for us. But like, just units get a bunch of spikes or a bunch of stats. Yeah, I do want to go to a Merchant of Arms. I think getting a good room upgrade early is good. Bloodthirsty Blade. That could certainly be a way to scale our damage. We could also do something interesting with Overgrowth Carapace on the Astrologer. And then descend it later once it's grown a bit. Not sure how I feel about that. I think Overgrowth Carapace is a little bit overpriced. Well, it is pretty good, but not on the units we currently have. And maybe it's actually better than I think it is. If we just put it on an Astrologer, it's +60/+60 over 3 turns. And you can't argue with +60/+60. That's really good actually. It just takes a while, it costs 2 energy, it costs 90 gold. I just feel like we can find something better, but maybe I should just be happy with that. I mean, at a later point we can always merge another equipment onto it. Sure, sounds like a plan. Let's also make it deployable immediately. Do I want to combine it with the potion kit? It saves me card draws, but other than that it's not a particularly inspiring combo. If anything, a Bloodthirsty Blade would be better. Not that I have the money to do that. Let's have a look at the alcove. The rail shakes, the train screeches to a halt, the world trembles. The train has stopped in front of a fountain where angels once asked its waters for blessing. Now it radiates with Dominion's looming presence. Obey me. Dominion's voice echoes. Do you ask the corrupted fountain for a blessing? Dominion's eye is not exactly amazing with magic hands. We don't want to hold this one in hand forever or have to play it and need the ember, so it kinda needs to be good. And it could be pretty good if we apply corruption on strike with a multi-striker. It's not bad. That's basically like applying 20 frostbite on strike And that basically kills every boss with a couple strikes. I think that's a worthy trade. I don't like that we can't get another unit upgrade on there now, but it is what it is. I think this gives us a lot more power than we paid for it. Fire Hunter. I don't think we have to worry about this. Let's try that Carapace Astrologist. What do we do if Archeon spawns here? I am not sure. Try to find Undying or use Gravity or just Phase Blessing to survive. We have a couple options. Pseudoscience, Reanimate, Secret Ingredient, Zap. We'll probably find a way. I'll just put a Train Steward in front. Well, we don't even have to deal with that. So that's good. Let's start out with some Pseudoscience Spikes. That's perfect. Although these guys are already gonna die with from Unstable, so it's not super necessary. Yeah, let's nuke the front line also. We don't have to deal with that one ever again. Do we just Spell Slam to get the spell weakness on Archeon and heal up? Do we need extra Unstability? I don't think so. We're gonna have enough on these enemies. So let's focus on some Rage. 1 reanimation, that's good. If it happens that we have to reanimate and then we can use our ability to heal back to full, that's tremendous value. I could kill the Savage Spearman. I could just leave it to let it explode as well, that works too. Astrologer is big enough now that it will just destroy anything that comes past, so I don't think we need to cast these spells at all. There is the Gravity, if I wanna play that. Unfortunately right now I need the Astrologer on this floor. I'm gonna grab the lifesteal on you. It's not quite enough to kill both of these. Maybe if we... This is Ascend now anyways, I don't want to Ascend you, so I will have to wait another turn to do that anyways. Do I go Goliath Infusion? I currently have 35, 39 damage on you. That makes it 44. 49. This brings it up to 65, which means a kill on the front liner. Yeah. You will explode, so you will deal damage to the backliner. Oh, also we got some corruption on Archeon already. Let's mix something. Unstable. I could try and like deal with you that way. Deal 4 damage, no. I was hoping for the Frostbite option. Let's finally descend you. That should clear out most of anything. You two kill the Sycophant and then you will kill the Flagellant with 2 hits actually, but we can make it 1 hit pretty easily. Just casting any spell will do that, because the Unstable Explosion will add another 12, which is enough to kill the Flagellant, so you can actually hit the Archeon now. And then you just need one hit from the Train Steward and you're gonna explode. That's incoming 12. The Train Steward will survive that, but I'm just gonna add another Steward to the back there, just in case. I will keep the Phase Blessing around, we don't need it right now. And here's Archeon, without any additional units to support them. Not like I need any extras here, but might as well sap their damage away. Okay, that worked out splendidly. I like tidal turning, but we don't really have the required support for it, which would just be a little bit of conduit. We don't need that much, like getting 20 healing out of that is already completely worth it. Heavenfall on the other hand, just 80 damage to everything on every floor, and we can't just pay the 4 Ember if we have to, and if we don't, we can just hold it in our hand forever. I think that's good. I don't think we are gonna go into Pincushion this time around. Makeshift Golem, armor 12, extinguish, apply armor 12 to friendly units. But it's 2 size. It's a bit hard to fit on the floor. Do we even want another unit? I mean, we could have a Shade Guard just growing quietly on the top floor, and if we need it, it's gonna be somewhat decent size. It's 2 Ember. I think it's worth 2 Ember though. We definitely want extra draw. Extra Ember is also good because then we actually start regaining Ember. But first draw. Because only drawing 3 cards a turn is just such an untenable situation. Unit upgrades, nice. I wouldn't mind some upgrades on our Shade Guard and maybe a Titanite on the Silent Sentinel. But I think I'd rather grab those on this floor. And have a look at the Merchant of Trinkets here. We could get some Ember Generation or card draw. When it becomes New Moon, apply armor 10 to friendly silent units. That would just mean our Shade Guard. No, our Silent Sentinel as well. Oh, okay. The first unit you summon each turn gains Conduit 4. That's mostly just gonna be 1 unit. Let's grab the Silent Sigil. That's gonna add up. That's gonna be a lot of armor. And we still would like to have some Moon Cycle in the deck. I mean some phase. Some ability to phase in the deck. Check strips. It's not bad, but with Orachi we should have that stuff covered. And I'm gonna grab the Stardust Tree. It turns our Witch Weaves into actual reasonable healing spells. It's pretty good for Phase Blessing as well, and it works well with Silver Strike too. Even though it isn't like a crazy amount. We don't really need a small concoction, I think. The potion kit we have is gonna be enough. Let's grab the Unstable 8 from Incant. You come upon the wreckage of a once proud train derailed on its journey into heaven. The remnants of a failed army lie scattered. Ghostly whispers seem to linger here, calling out to you. The story is unfinished, their power still potent. Do you claim a remnant from a past expedition? Pyreborn would give us the option to maybe start building some Dragon Horde. What are the rare options from Pyreborn? I don't think it's the one we're gonna go with. I think I already have a pretty clear idea which one I want to take. But I want to look at the options. Tome of Contracts. That would allow us to use the potion kit more often. And the heal. That's not bad. Obviously Hell Furnace, no. Soldier of Fortune might be pretty decent. Cursed Dragon Staff is alright. The 1 damage is not that impactful if we don't have Pyre Gel. Gold Tooth, I don't think I've ever played this unit before. Average 5, 15 power per 100 gold you started the run with. Pyre Blood, no. Death Throne, no. Superheated, no. Pyroclasm could be alright. Yeah, not very many hits. We also have Umbra, which, okay, we don't know a lot of these. And obviously Shroud Spike and Wretch are bad. So maybe not Umbra. But I do remember the Umbra cards being pretty good support. And then Stygian Guard. Stygian Guard could work really well with what we currently have. What are the rares in Stygian Guard? I know there are some that are less impressive, but there's definitely a couple that are very impressive. Obviously Allfrost Effigy, not what we want. Deep Offering could be very good, giving us more card draw. Same goes for Offering Monument. Siren Song is a decent card, very strong if you can just hold it in hand. And we can, same goes for Ice Empire. Harness the Titan I wouldn't care much, Spike of the Stygian. Maybe a good boss killer, just spend all the remaining Ember we have on a big Spike of the Stygian against the boss, but we're already pretty strong against bosses. But I still think I'm gonna go with Stygian Guard. It gives us a choice between Deep Offering and Siren Song. Ice Empire too, but I think the other two are superior. I'm gonna go with Siren Song. I think it's a very strong card. Basically we play it on the top floor, and if the unit has less than 180 HP, it just dies, no damage to our pyre. Penitent Prayer Stone is spawned on each floor. Yes, I think we can deal with that. It's not enough damage. It's only spikes 4 here, I think. It's not enough damage to take out the Astrologer. And Orachi has a lot of HP now. And I guess the Train Stewards have nowhere to go anymore. We should probably remove them sooner rather than later. Yes, it spikes 4, so the Astrologer will easily survive that. We'll apply a bunch of decay, so... Not decay, corruption. There's corruption, there's decay, and there's frostbite. There are too many damage over time effects. And corruption and decay sound very similar, to me at least. Let's see. We do want to apply some unstable so that you explode, which will also help with other stuff. Let's start by mixing. Rage is good, but so is unstable. Let's grab the rage. Let's grab even more rage. Slap that onto Orachi. Where did I place the conduit? I placed it on the Astrologer. I guess that's alright. Probably could have been used a bit better. Sure, this one is gonna die to the Prayer Stone, but that's fine. Right now we are pretty far from getting a kill here. Oh, one moment. Gonna be right back. Someone's at the door. Okay, I am back. Sorry for the interruption. Let's see. What's happening here? We deal 41 damage to this thing. We'll take a bunch of hits. We can easily survive that. We might have to heal afterwards. That's not enough to let this explode, but the backliner will explode. So the 41 turns into 57. Still not enough to explode. 57 plus 16 is 67.3. We would need to do another 23 combined damage and unstable, which we can't quite get there. We can do another 16 unstable and another maximum of 2 damage with the Witch Weave if we do the spell weakness, which we probably shouldn't. So let's still use the spell weave. No, actually, this explosion is also gonna grow. Wait. Another 41 plus 48. We're almost there. So if we do use the Phase Blessing, we will actually be exploding the Prayer Stone as well, and that means we're also gonna deal a bunch of damage to the Zealot. So not quite enough to explode it, I think, but we're getting pretty close. Why did you not explode? If a unit's HP is less than or equal... Oh! I figured you would explode, but... I guess it already checked if you had less HP by the time the backliner exploded. That's a bit unfortunate, but you're definitely gonna explode now. Killing the backliner in the process. I'm gonna grab some regen, we might need that. Spikes is useful. It can trigger the explosions earlier. This one is now annoying. I mean, we're gonna apply a bunch of... We're gonna apply a bunch of corruption to it. We're gonna deal 45 damage, 20 corruption, that's 65 damage. Yeah, you will explode on the top floor. Okay, we're fine. Do I want... I guess the extra attack is good on you, and I do want you to heal up with the lifesteal. Do I want to play more secret ingredients? How do we deal with you? This is gonna explode for 40 damage, another 8. We don't need to heal just yet, but we can heal again later, so I will. Grab some more regen. I will wait with this final one, so we have one next turn for sure. This is set on Ascent right now. So if we can clear this floor, then we can safely descend you next turn. Let's grab the extra stats on you. Also, you need to grow one more time anyway, so... Wait, no! I overrode the ability. I didn't want that. I forgot that that would override the ability. After all, a uni can't have two abilities at the same time. Let's grab some more spikes. And some more regen. Okay, how do we deal with you? Not with that extract. Let's brew a new one. Rage might help. We have a bunch of explosions. Once you explode, these two will also explode. So... I think if we just apply a bunch of unstable to everyone, yeah, that's just gonna be 96 damage to you. And then you will, at the very least, explode on the next floor. You do take the corruption damage and then explode from unstable, right? It's not the other way around. Let's slow down to check that. Yes, that worked. Just everyone blowing up. Oh yeah, because they hit the spikes, so they blew up immediately. The spikes plus unstable is a pretty good combo, because it can wipe out the entire backline before they get to act. Let's descend you. And now we have this floor clear. But yeah, I do want to have the unstable on them because of the spikes unstable interaction that I just mentioned. I don't need to play these Drain Stewards, I can just hold them in hand and I won't draw them again, so I can save that Ember actually. You're gonna heal to full anyway, so... let's speed up a little bit. Actually going for a slightly slower resolution might be good for this challenge in general. We can heal next turn. I do like sap when the boss is coming up. No need to play anything right now. Can do everything next turn. That also makes that also gives us some incant triggers, so... do I have any mix? Yes, of course. Let's sap that boss. And then we full heal. Let's apply some more spikes and, more importantly, unstable. And then we Heaven's Fall, triggering the unstable explosions. And we should be good. We should be more than good. We're gonna wreck that guy. Especially with the corruption stacking up. You know, with the corruption stacking up, just the moon guard on the top floor is gonna delay everyone for long enough to make sure that we win. Organ Harvester, not super great. We don't get tons of slays on our units. Reanimation Lab could be alright if we apply it early. I don't think... also yes, actually the duplicator would have been amazing. I forgot that we do actually have an equipment on our astrologer that is not giving the... I don't think it's... If we drop the equipment, I think the unit still stays big. Mageblade 3, we don't have that much conduit. Mooncycle triggering an additional time could be good. We do have space on the bottom floor. It's not gonna work for the astrologer yet, but maybe... No, I don't think lunacy is great. Yeah, let's get a... I forgot the name immediately. Moon Priestess? Is that the name? Mooncaller. Okay. Upgrades for Mooncaller, Shade Guard, Silent Sentinel. And we get a dupe here. Multi-strike? Is that what we want on Shade Guard? Not necessarily. Mooncaller is a bit small for multi-strike. Same for Silent Sentinel. You know what? Mooncaller can just have conduit and extra health. And then I think we do a reroll. Large and quick. Unfortunately, large stone kinda messes up the Silent Sentinel floor. But the shakeout can very easily be large. Strength stone could be on Silent Sentinel. It's just not the upgrade I really want. Where do we get upgrades again? Just before Seraph if we go left. Which, Unstable Vortex is good, extra money is good. We might go left, so I'll keep the slots open. Let's look at the Celestial Alcove. Rail spikes. A Vulcan rail spike. I mean, it has to be a Vulcan, right? Don't care about Pyreborn. I don't really care about the League. I think it has to be a Vulcan. Just drawing a bunch of cards, reducing their cost. And then, sure, we are out of Amber, but we can then afterwards trigger Aqua's Reservation to get back Amber. If we need to play like a Heavenfall. But if we don't need to play like a Heavenfall or... do we have another high cost spell? We actually do not. Yeah. We can just play these spells for free because they are cost reduced. So at that point, the only Amber we really need after that is for Aqua's Reservation. And for any of the cards we didn't draw with the Rail Spike, of course. I don't think I want to dupe the Rail Spike, because the second one is going to be much worse. I'm not really sure if I want to dupe anything here. I mean, if anything, it is going to be the Rail Spike. But we would need to upgrade 2 Rail Spikes then. Upgrades are gonna be here. Spell upgrades is our only chance to get spell upgrades. And I mean literally our only chance from here on out. If we draw the Rail Spike with the Rail Spike, at least it lets us redraw. Actually, I don't care about dupes at all here. It feels a bit wasteful not to dupe anything here. I mean, I could get a second astrologer. It's not gonna grow because we don't have a second overgrowth carapace. And we don't really have space to place it anywhere either. The top floor is now gonna be basically used up with the Shade Guard being 4 capacity. Yeah, I think we just pass. It's weird not duping anything, but I think it's the correct choice. Heaven Seal, I am okay with that. Our Shade Guard can deal with anything that comes up to the next floor, even if it's healthy. I like the current setup. Shade Guard. No, not Shade Guard. The Astrologer is the one who to deal with the stuff that comes up to the top floor. Let's start mixing some stuff. What do we want? These guys will get unstable. Yes, they will explode. They will survive the explosion. Like, the front one will explode. They will survive. But the back one will then also explode. And kill both of them. So they do their damage. They both do their damage, but then they explode. For good. I don't think adding additional unstable matters here, so I'm gonna grab the rage. More rage. Let's be angry. Angie. I don't need to play the Train Steward, Spear Steward. We basically have to deal with you with the Astrologer, who is gonna be dealing 80 damage and 40 DOT. So if we have 20 unstable on you, that's all we need. We can't quite get 20 unstable on you though. So I think the Goliath infusion goes onto the Astrologer. We do want some unstable on these, so... You do harvest a bunch, so you're actually dealing a bunch of damage to my Astrologer, which I don't exactly appreciate. We could descend now, but I actually need my Astrologer for that top floor. Damage shield is good, but lifesteal is even better. And more rage. Angie Astrologer. We are gonna get zapped here for casting these spells. But we also need the unstable. We're not gonna descend this turn. We are also not gonna descend next turn. That's alright. You're gonna go up to 87 damage next turn, so you can one-shot the Adamant Shield Bearer and hit the Ravenous Zealot. I don't want to get zapped too much. But right now, the Undying Wretch survives. It will survive, it will have unstable though, so maybe that's not too bad. Luna, what do you think? Maybe I should just hit it once. We're gonna get some more sap for that. Don't like this Adamant Shield Bearer very much. The damage we do doesn't really matter anyways here on the bottom floor. And I want the extra unstable. I think we heal up next turn. And then we should be good for... Well, we don't even need to heal up right now. They are not doing a ton of damage. Nice, we got the Collector already covered. 92... It's not quite enough. With the Gravity in hand, I can play the... No, I can. I do have Aqua's Reservation. But I need to spend some of those cards anyways first. I do want to place some spells down here. At least one. So let that be a fairy's blessing. So now these guys will blow up. We're not really ever gonna be in a position where we no longer need the astrologer on the next floor, are we? Right now it's set on ascend anyways. We're gonna deal 112 damage to you. Which is just short of actually killing you. Wait, 92 plus 20 is 112 plus 24 is 136. So we only need 4 more damage on the top floor. And we can get 4 more damage very easily. Apparently not that easily. Guess I have to draw into some stuff then. I wish I could get rid of these duels, but I guess it's rail spike time. Could have put that here, but I want the astrologer to be growing. And I guess we activate the reservation. And then I guess we mix something that deals a bunch of damage or applies a bunch of unstable. No, you're gonna blow up. Wait, we hit you 24 damage, then 92 damage. That's 116, and then the extra 24 unstable, 20 decay. You're just gonna blow up. We didn't need to do all that. Maybe we can blow you up now? I don't think so. I need to get rid of some of the cards in my hand. Actually, we can blow you up. That's a little bit short. One more witch weave will get us there. It doesn't even need to be a witch weave on the enemy. It can be one on ourselves. On our own unit. Yes, that worked out as I expected. Same here. Regen or rage? Oh, we do have one of these sap guys again. Let me grab some regen. That will keep us alive while the sap runs out. I leave this to the next floor. We are now large enough that it shouldn't pose any problems. Actually, I still don't really care about the sap on this floor, so... let's just spam spells instead. This is not full moon. I think we're just gonna be alright anyways. Even with all the sap. When you blow up, you will be ready to blow up, but you won't quite yet. No, you will, because of the spikes. Yeah, this floor is just gonna die to the unstable chain reaction. See? They're too unstable for their own good. We can heal up next turn. We have 3 more amber left. I better make them count. Stack more regen. Why do I care about regen? Because we have a bunch of spikes on you. Also, eventually this sap is gonna run out. I want this out of my hand, honestly, so I can draw other stuff instead. Spell Slam, and then... This is probably not gonna kill, actually. Like, I am well aware that this is very unlikely to kill. Let's grab some sap, might as well. Don't think it makes a huge difference. But we are definitely gonna win on the next floor up. Because not only do we have a unit that deals a bunch of damage, but it also applies a lot of stacking. 61 health actually is a big difference. Give me damage shield. If we can find even more damage shield, we are very much good. I'm gonna grab one lifesteal to heal to full with the first attack. Second lifesteal doesn't do anything because we have multi-strike. So second damage shield is better. I think we win here pretty easily. Actually, we might not get through all the reanimate stacks. No, we do. Okay. But the reanimate stacks are not that big of a problem, because with unstable it will just keep exploding over and over again. Apply unstable 10 and deal 1 damage to enemy units. It's basically what we are doing to deal with the backliners. Friendly units gain lifesteal 2 is also not bad. That's a pretty easy way to get a bunch of lifesteal on a unit. I'll grab it. Glittering Rod, restore 20 health and apply Conduit 4, or Aurora Weaver, Mooncycle gain Conduit 1. I don't think I want to take Moonbeam. I actually don't think I want to take any of these. We could still find a good room upgrade, honestly. So let's go over to the left here. Ah yes, Eclipse Chamber was the one I was thinking about before. Planetarium is not bad. Gives us a bunch of conduit, makes our spells a bit better. That's not our primary concern though. Silent units gaining 15 damage on resolve is actually significant. It will mean the Silent Sentinel just starts to do some actual damage after a while. Do I grab that? Like, in the worst case, I will just place that up on the Shade Guard room. So, I think I have a place for it. Actually, Zone of Silence. I want that. I want that deployed on the bottom floor immediately. That means all the annoying incant stuff is not gonna be a problem. It's expensive though, and I'm aware. Equalizing rings would be good on the Shade Guard. It would also be alright on Orechi and even on the what's it called? The Silent Sentinel. Inferno Room is pretty cool as well. Not that we need that. I could just get a equalizing ring and slap that onto the potion kit. Put that on a Reggie. And it's just gonna be 30 attack for free. Hmm? I don't want to combine these two. That doesn't make much sense. Does it? It makes the potion kit deployable, and I'm not gonna use another. You know what? That's just good enough. That means I will have the potion kit at the very start. It might not be the most exciting equipment combination, but it certainly matters. Oh, let me get the board out of here real quick. Can't do that here. I need to go to the actual Twitch site, I think. And then ban. There we go. Well, Vampiric Feed, Kale. Here we come. We spend a lot of ammo for our setup now. Bit worried about the astrologer dying on the first turn. Kel does hit hard enough to one-shot them on turn 1. Luckily, that's not what happened, so we're good. I think I'm just gonna use the spell weakness with the Silver Strike to take these enemies out. They are silenced, so there is no eating going on. Backline will explode. We're doing 25. Let's mix. Rage is good. More rage? More rage. That means we kill the frontliner, which will cause an explosion, and everything will die on the bottom floor. Yeah. Well, we have our rail spike, and this floor is free. I would like to grow you more though, so let's not do that just yet. We're definitely getting an Ember upgrade after this fight. We're starting to see the limit of our Ember capacity here. Let's enfeeble you. I would love to play the rail spike pretty soon, but I think I wanna keep the do I just descend now? Is 53 damage enough? It doesn't quite feel right. Incoming is 24, 20, it's 30 damage. We're okay. Right now nothing will explode. I want to have at least the cherub explode. So I need to play one more spell. That works. Why did I put the conduit up there? Well, it shouldn't matter. But it's definitely a waste. Can we get to chain reactions? We can do 39 damage to you. I don't think we can. No, there is no chain reaction here. I guess I'll keep my Ember and hand cards. This is definitely gonna blow everything up, that's good. I need to remove these drain stewards. Seriously. We're not able to heal just yet. I don't think it matters. We're only taking 13 damage. So we're gonna be fine. I need to cast some spells. Witch Weave is definitely gonna be one of them. I would like the Carob to explode. So sure. Let's mix. More rage is good. Damage shield, I suppose. And that means stuff will explode. We're gonna deal like 45 damage to you, so you're also gonna be close to explosion. Not actually close, you will explode as soon as you get the opportunity to, which will happen on the next floor. And then this should really be the time where we use the rail spike. The insatiable hunger is a bit wasted here though. I guess we can wait one more turn with the rail spike. It's gonna be pretty bad after that though. It still works alright this turn. This turn coming up. What about you? You're already ready to blow up. Let's. Do I have the little moon person? Not yet. Let's heal up. We can apply 3 days to Kale just now. I think that's worth a card. Let's also mix. Regen is good. Spikes is a nice synergy with the unstable. More rage is good. I want to get that out of my hand. It's alive, and then we have room for 5 cards, so let's draw 5 cards. Well, we hit the Dominion's Eye, which makes everything more expensive, but we hit the Dominion's Eye, so we can play it for free. We have the Silence down here, so the Eclipse Chamber goes up in the top. We didn't draw Mooncaller, unfortunately, so I guess we're not gonna play her, because it's time to descend. And then we can use Insatiable Hunger to heal you back up. I already mixed this turn, so that's no longer necessary. We can keep these in hand. We're drawing 4 cards. That's gonna be alright. Yeah, this challenge is not that hard. You just need to like think through everything that's gonna happen in general, and then you will be fine. Yeah, let's grab more regen. Just keeping your regen up is fine. And we're out of Ember for the rest of the fight. Luckily we don't need Ember anymore. One more Witch Weave will allow you to blow up. That doesn't matter. You're gonna die from the first hit. Yeah, everything's gonna die. I'm not gonna draw extra cards. There is another Witch Weave in there. We have 7 cards in hand. We will draw the remaining 4 cards, and then we'll ration them out for the remaining 3 waves, and we should be fine. We need some unstable going on here. And that's basically all we need. This is the pre-final wave. Let's mix some more sap. Why not? I'm gonna hold one witch weave for the final wave. And we're gonna play these two final witch weaves, spreading more unstable, and we should be fine. No eating going on here, so I don't think Kale has any way to sustain against the huge amount of corruption we place on them. There we go. That's all we needed. No, we don't need that. This is all too expensive. Time to get Hell's Flame so we can actually generate a little bit of Ember. It's only one per turn, but that's all we need. And we do get an additional 2 to start out with, which is nice. And we can finally get our spell upgrades. It's about time. I shouldn't have picked up that Ember. I might have to pay Pyre Health for the event. Yeah, let's go with the Incant path. I liked that well enough. Once exquisite statue of a warrior angel defeating an imp has been defaced by the Titan of Savagery. Yes, we've seen that event before on stream. Titan skin. Revenge permanently gain rage. That's a bit late. Gain 2 damage for every missing health. That's a pretty good way to gain damage on something like a Silent Sentinel. But I don't think I want the Savage Shackles. Actually, maybe. No, I don't think we need that. Double stack? Like a double stacked Insatiable Hunger? Nothing wrong with that. Double stacked Siren Song though. Consume at -2 cost, we definitely want that. Like Heaven's Fall could get it. But I might not even play Heaven's Fall at all. That's fine. Magic power and consume. I don't actually want that. I think the Insatiable Hunger with double stack is good, and then we re-roll. Grab some cost reduction. We could gain holdover. Holdover on a good 0 cost spell. That would be amazing. Cost reduction on a Woken's Rail Spike is obviously quite good. Don't really want holdover on anything that is not 0 cost. And holdover Witch Weave, I'm not sure if that's what we want. Well, we can make it 0 cost. Maybe. There's not really anything I care deeply about. Let's get some cards out of the deck. We need to get all these duels out. Not all right now, not all of them right now, but eventually. We want at least a bunch of them gone immediately. And I'm not gonna pay the 100 yet. We are gonna go to the Unstable Vortex and Merchant of Steel here, so let's head on. I think we should be pretty much set. I do think we're gonna take this Mark of Invasion. That changes our setup a bit. It makes the astrologer a bit harder to keep alive. Well, now I kinda wish I kept the train steward in the deck. A shield steward particularly, instead of a spear steward. Shade Guard can pretty much tank these. But the astrologer has some problems. The astrologer also has problems tanking the bottom floor. Is the real issue here. So if we want to make the astrologer grow with our equipment, we would need to find a way to protect it. So I think what we do is we switch up our assigned duties a bit and make Orechi grow instead, because Orechi can easily survive all these, and Orechi can also easily blow up all of them. Right, but the Moon Guard can't. Maybe I should have switched the two. We can find Unstable, there we go. Don't need Frostbite. So just a little instability here will blow everyone up. This is incoming 60 damage, this is 48. We can survive both of that. Both of those numbers. And then I kinda wanna heal back some of that damage, so this also grants Unstable. Actually, if we find spikes, that would be huge. There we go. Now we take basically no damage. The bottom floor is a bit more annoying because we can't really deal with the backliners here. I again messed up the conduit setup. The conduit should be on the bottom floor or at the very least on Orechi. That's fine. Yes. That went how it was supposed to go, and this guy having 40 corruption at least helps a ton. This is still the silence floor, so we make this the eclipse chamber. We need some instability here. You do still have lifesteal, that's good. So you can heal back after everything that happens on this floor. I could throw the train steward off the train here, but I don't really have to. You still have sweep even with being silenced, huh? I mean, silence is not a trigger, so that totally makes sense. These sweepers are a problem for our astrologer. Maybe once we can descend Orechi, we can solve that problem. I do want some instability here, so... I do like that corruption stuff going on. No sweep down here, so I guess we're gonna get a Mooncaller. I mean, Mooncaller has enough health to be alright anyways. Heal you up and give you some armor. We need a spell on this floor. Siren Song does kill this unit. Our spell of choice is gonna be a secret ingredient. Do we care about sap? I think I'd rather get some regen combined with some spikes. These two are gonna blow up, that's fine. You're gonna take a bunch of damage. You will take another 40 on the top. You have some unstable, that's 150, 160, 170 damage basically. So you die to the Shade Guard. We don't need to heal just yet. We don't need the spell weakness right now. Bottom floor is just fine. This Terrifying Amalgam is, as the name correctly says, terrifying though. Not sure if we can handle that in time. Or rather, I don't think we can. I guess we just have to make sure that we don't take a million damage to it. Lots of sweep coming in here. We have to play Dominion's Eye. Time to brew. More spikes. That can be helpful. Let's put some spikes on you so these guys die once they damage you. Actually, I should probably... I need my spells on this floor. This one we can deal with. We can just survive 12 damage sweep. That's just survivable. And then we can heal up with Witch Weaves. We're gonna be okay. This floor, I'm not so sure about. I don't think we're gonna be okay with them. Zapping that guy could help, maybe. Let's stack some instability on them. I missed my window to get this Bestiord out of my hand. I guess one way to deal with the sweep is just to stack some lifesteal. And then I'm gonna go for a big rail spike. Heaven's Fall. That actually helps. We're in the wrong moon phase right now. Let's give me a good blast infusion. I want frostbite, yes. Prefer unstable overdamage. $145 unstable, you're gonna blow up, you're gonna die. That's okay. Yeah, I think we got there. We can't really descend, though. Not right now, at least. Bottom floor, you're a bit annoying. I would like to descend. What happens if we descend here? We would be able to replace the train steward, but we kinda would need... Yeah, it's not gonna work. Is it? If I can make the front enemy blow up, that will put the amalgam into range for blowing up as well, so we don't have to deal with the resolve. Sure, I guess that's a good use for Heavenfall then. And now you're gonna blow up, and then this is gonna explode you as well, so we can leave. I will still drop the train sword here, even though I shouldn't really spend that energy. This is fine. Everyone blew up there. And yes, you're gonna go to the next floor, but you're gonna die to your corruption and instability. Well, you will die on the top floor. That's okay. Next problem. Bunch of these guys. Let's get some rage onto our multi-striker. I also really need to keep you alive, no matter what happens. These guys will multi-strike and then explode. I could just witch-weave one of them and make them explode right away. Can I do some funny little chain reaction? It's another 16 unstable, that's 80 instability, so we could do 160 damage explosion. That's enough to clear everything out. So, you need some healing, and then boom. Okay. That means we don't have to take any damage to them. We still have one ember left, and we are generating one a turn. So we can keep playing most of our stuff pretty easily. And we don't have to play it right away either. I just wanna make sure I mix, because I get a free mix basically every turn. Let's grab a reanimate. Nice. Everyone's silenced except for Rex, the Overblessed. We do have one of the annoying sweep guys. We can just send you away. And maybe I should have stacked more unstable first, but for some reason I think we'll just be fine. Sap. More sap. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We have 2 reanimates, we have 8 lifesteal. We have a big Orachi who will... and the enemies will have a bunch of unstable on them. Not that much instability, but a good amount. Even if Orachi dies, the boss will still die on the next floor at the latest. There we go. Risky operation could be alright. Don't really need it. I have other ways to apply lifesteal. I don't think... well, Acid Shower kinda does do very well in our strategy. I will grab an Acid Shower. Don't think I want any of these. Cosmic Bolt is okay, but it's also 2 cost, so a bit more restrictive to play. Okay. Final preparations for Seraph. Unstable explosions deal twice as much damage, yes. Just yes. Multi-strike? That's not bad. Don't need dualism. Would dualism work on the spell slam ability? Yeah, it would. But I don't care enough. I could put 20 health on you, but I'd rather risk it for the potential titans. Size reduction. Is that what I want? It's not really. I'm gonna give you 5 conduit. We can make use of that. And then we have all the upgrades we need. Let's get some cards out of our deck. First and foremost, the Spear Steward. And then next up, the Witch Weaves are great. Siren Song is useful. Silver Strike is pretty good. Secret Ingredient is alright. Hammerfall, I think with the 2 cost reduction we can keep it. So it's just one of the secret ingredients at this point. But that means we don't really have to spend more money on removing stuff. Do we care about the versatile ember stuff? We don't have any blights in our deck except for the... Well, we have 1 blight, and that's the Dominion Eye. We have a room that we play during combat. We have 1 unit that we play during combat. We have an equipment. We play that before combat though. We play an equipment, a unit, and a room at the start of combat. Yeah, this is good. We trigger it at least once, but usually more often than that. I will grab the artificial Pyre Stone, that's very nice. 3 more Ember, we can keep that for not just the deployment phase. Deepwood Oil basically just means we get 10 armor on our Astrologer, that matters. And then Breath of Heaven might as well. I think it's overall positive, especially with the unstable, so we can cause the explosion early. Yeah, on to Seraph Eternus. I think we're gonna be alright. The corruption is gonna be a bit of a nuisance. We set up the Zone of Silence. I want a conduit on the bottom floor. I think I want it to be on Orechi, which is gonna be the safest place to have it. Then Astrologer can have the merged equipment. It actually puts them to 24 health. Not quite enough to survive a Seraph hit. But we don't need to intervene that much if we do get a Seraph hit. Actually, the Ember stuff didn't trigger. Apparently it can't trigger. Unlike the Stardust threats and the Progress Peacemaker, the Ember stuff is not active during the deployment phase. Huh. It's a shame. Well, we definitely daze Seraph whenever we get the chance to. And my Silent Sentinel is gonna need a lot of lifesteal and reanimate to survive all the incoming... All the incoming corruption? No, they're silenced. They're not gonna corrupt me. Everyone here is also gonna explode very quickly. I could make the... I could trigger the explosions right away, actually. Let's grab some regen. Spikes, yes, let's grab some spikes. Then I don't even need to trigger the explosion early because the first attacker will just trigger it. They will just step on the landmine and clear the room that way. This one is a bit too tanky. Let's wait with the rail spike, right? Let's make some... Wait, let's stack some unstable before we trigger it, before we set it off. Do we need lifesteal? It's kinda nice against Seraph. Seraph is not attacking, we don't. It's just rage. Just be angry. Let's stack a bunch of unstable and then set it off. No need to do anything else. I can hold the rail spike for a bit. I do want to play it relatively soon. Let's see. start out by brewing our potion. Just grabbing a bunch of rage seems good. You're gonna set up the explosion, which will kill the backline also. Is it time for the Goliath infusion? I think it's kinda time for the rail spike, even though we waste energy on it. But it just guarantees... You know what? We're just nuking. And that just guarantees that we can complete our setup. We get the Mooncaller. Yeah. That's a good position. We get the Eclipse Chamber. You are still dazed. We can spread some armor. Don't need to play too many more things. Just giving you a bunch more attacks so we can actually do something with all that lifesteal you have. And then next turn we're gonna draw a full hand. And that is gonna be great. We're gonna build up our Ember again, and more importantly we still have the Aqueous Reservation. This is decent now, so let's send you down. Brew some sap. That's gonna be nice against Seraph. I'm gonna stack some lifesteal, just so we are ready with that. Let's just increase that sap amount a bunch. More lifesteal, yeah, that's good, that's good. And then we're gonna set up the bomb. Set off the bomb, rather. The unstable units bounced the explosions back and forth between each other, which is really funny, because that just kills anything caught in between. Like, if we had Seraph there, that would just deal, like, so much damage to Seraph immediately. Unfortunately, no reanimating units here. Let's make sure everyone is nice and healthy with a Face Blessing, so nobody has to be afraid of corruption. Let's keep mixing up that sap. Melee weakness is acceptable. Let's grab some more Ember. And then, because all of these explosions are gonna hit Seraph as well, I'm gonna stack them fairly high. I won't play the final Witch Weave, just... maybe I should have. Fine. And I'm also gonna do that. And then we can smack Seraph real good. Sure, we get a bunch of decay. But Seraph has a lot more decay. A lot more than we do. I am very low on Ember now. I would like to sap Seraph. I was hoping I would draw a 0 cost here, but I didn't. I'm just gonna spell weakness and then acid shower all of you. It's gonna help with clearing out. It's not gonna clear you out entirely, but it's gonna do a lot. And then my units can finish the job. Give me some 0 cost spells, please. No, not this one. Well, I guess it's fine. Let's start with the Fey Blessing. Let's brew rage, I suppose. No, regen. I want more reanimate and stuff. Let's wait before we trigger the bomb. Let's use our final spell for that. And then again... one explosion short actually, otherwise... Like... This guy could have exploded again if I had like another wave of damage. Which would have bounced that explosion back and forth between all the units. We might not actually need any more damage, because Seraph has 120 corruption, 250 unstable and only 353 health. So basically what I mean to say by that is we have won. Can we do that before combat though? Let's slap some unstable onto you. I should have put it on the undying unit. And then let's kill you, which triggers reanimate, which triggers a chain reaction. Unfortunately a little bit short of killing Seraph, but oh well. It was pretty close. Nice! That marks that dimensional challenge complete. See, it's not too bad if you just think everything through and consider how the unstable is gonna interact. Whew! It does require some brain power, and not everyone has the mental capacity to keep all these things in mind, so it is a pretty spooky challenge, and basically your best bet is to just overshoot it by so much that you don't have to worry about it. Faulty body. Consume. Apply fragile and spike 40 to a friendly unit. Oh, that's cool. Sure, fragile means it dies in one hit, but if you have reanimate or damage shield or a bunch of armor, that doesn't matter. Spikes 40 is a decent amount. You can probably also use that in conjunction with brain transfer to give someone spikes 40 without giving them fragile. Yeah, that's one more dimensional challenge complete.